Well, here we are. I'm Doug with Chonda Pierce, and we are going to talk about a night of laughter that's coming up this Friday at Brentwood Baptist Church. First of all, Chonda, good to see you.
Hi, Doug. I know this is kind of unusual. We get to see each other's faces. Although, let me just say this. What's the flag in the background? Did you join another country? You're in Jamaica? What are you?
That actually is the German flag, and an homage to my exchange student year. I was an exchange student to Germany. And
You have one now from Germany as well?
We were supposed to, sadly, but COVID took a licking on that one. But she's supposed to visit us later this summer on vacation.
Oh, good. That's
yeah.
Really good. That's funny. I have a dog.
No,
I'm doing nothing for another country. I have a dog.
You've got your amazing accolades behind you there too. So that's
yeah. It's just strategically placed so I look like somebody.
Well, for those that don't know, I guess the first thing to start is if someone has never heard of Bone Hampton, who is Bone Hampton?
Oh, first of all, he's hysterically funny, as far as comedy goes. His real name is Bernard Fitzgerald Hampton, but they called him Hambone when he played football for Texas and so that stuck. And so then they just call him Bone. But he has been in my life for almost 20 years, and he's like a son. I was there when his child was born, and he always say I have a black son and a white son, and the black one I like better because he lets me be a grandma. But he is a wonderful man, a godly man, a wonderful father, but in the world of Christian comedy, it's really kind of a small knit group. There's a lot of comedians out there, and camaraderie is really good. I love anybody that's got the nerve to try comedy. It's a hard job sometimes, but especially for those who stand up and do stand up for Jesus, who stand up for Christ. And so that's a small niche group. But Bone had the great gifting and talent to be able to do it in a club world or on the church stage. And that's a gift. And I think it's because that also broadens your ministry, for the lack of another word. It really makes you, be able to reach more people. And so he was on America's Got Talent, and you could see Bone Hampton anywhere on the internet, YouTube, dry comedy bar, whatever, dry bar comedy, all that. He's just wonderful. But to me, he is a fellow Christian who really needs our help. And so we as comedians, we said we've got to do something, and we're going to have a night of laughter for a great cause. And that is for an unbelievable amount of medical expense. A man who's been out of work for 2 years and going to be out of work probably another year. And it's tough. It's really tough. We comedians, we don't have hit songs on the radio, so we don't get that mailbox money. You know what I mean? That little royalty check every now and then. When we work, we get paid. If we don't work, we don't get paid. And so his mortgage company, for some reason, doesn't understand that. And the hospital doesn't understand that. So we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best to raise some funds. I am not embarrassed to say it. We need about $1 million. So if you got something laying around, don't know what to do, hide behind that flag, send us $1 million.
So the Night of Laughter is going to be coming up this Friday night at Brentwood Baptist Church.
Yes.
You're there, and a host of others.
Yes. Tim Hawkins, Sherry Shepard's going to chime in. We've got Bob Smiley, Jeff Allen, Ken Davis. I mean, the who's who, Akintunde, the who's who of Christian comedy. But then we have some great club comics that are wonderful friends of Bone, and they are like, if I don't cuss, can I come? And so Brentwood Baptist, I say, sorry.
It's good.
Now while I'm at it. No, these are wonderful people. They just love Bone, and we wanted to get together and do a comedy show because that's what we know how to do. We've got some incredible video messages from people, from like Kurt Warner to Zachary Levi to Judith Hogue. We've got, it's going to be such a well-rounded night. Taryn Wells is going to come sing a song. Oh, I'm so excited. Egypt Ali, who is like a very well-known spoken word artist who is very much awarded. So we've just got a really incredible, fun night ahead of us. And you can get tickets at Awakening Events. And I messed up because I would tell people, even if you can't come, get a ticket, Well, now the promoter's like, wait, we don't know who's coming, who's not coming, So come, you might have to stand in the balcony, but come on. We're so excited. But the cool thing is we're going to film it. We just got the approval, and that facility is amazing anyway, or we couldn't afford to we want every penny to go to Bone. No one's getting paid. No one, but we're taking all the funds and sending it straight to Bone Hampton and his family. Yeah.
Well, and certainly in the links that are connected with this video, we'll have the link to the GoFundMe. We'll have a link to the tickets. We'll have all the information there. What can you share in terms of an update as far as Bone's health situation? So for those that haven't...
Yeah, I talk to him every day, and I will tell you this, it's not good. I could talk for an hour how sad the healthcare system is in this country. When you have a loved one struggling and stuck in the middle of all the red tape and all of that, it really highlights how bad the healthcare system. Let me say, nurses are overworked, facilities are understaffed. Bone has been in the hospital now 5 months, and every 25 days or so, he is shipped to another place because they've paid all they're going to pay there. He's Blue Cross Blue Shield, Texas, if anybody knows that place. I'm after you. He's been placed in a nursing home that he needs to get out of. And I'll choke up saying it. He has 2 very horrible wounds on his feet. He is diabetic. And without proper care of those, he risks losing his feet. And there are procedures that could happen so that he wouldn't. But his insurance balks at it, or he can't afford this place or that place. And it is absolutely horrible. If you have $1, you can save your feet. If you don't, it is horrible. It is he's in that in-between age. He can't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, whatever it is when you get old. He's just stuck in the middle of bureaucracy and red tape for healthcare. But I tell you, when I'm at my ropes end, and I wrote a letter to Senator Ted Cruz, do you know his office contacted me right away? Wow. He put me in touch with the Texas Bureau of Insurance. I have been writing letters and being his voice and advocate as much as possible. But it's so funny. It's a fine line. You don't want to tick somebody off that's going to go in there and give him a shot later. So, it's just, it's hard. It's hard as someone who feels like a mom to him. Bone doesn't have a mom. And so I'm it. But all that to say, I've just been writing letters and campaigning for him among, administrations and doctors and all of that. And he needs a lot of prayer. He came from congestive heart failure and kidney failure. Those things are functioning a little bit better, and he's gotten a lot of that regulated. His speech has gotten very, very so much better. He had 2 strokes in the middle of all of this. And so his speech is much, much better. He's still a little bit slower thinking of the word, and that it gets frustrating, as it would be for anybody who's had a loved one that's walked that road. But but his speech is much better. He has not been able to walk for 5 months, and he probably will not be allowed to get on his feet for another 2 months. The greatest blessing would come in a thing called the hyperbaric chamber. And that will speed up the healing to his feet so that he can learn to walk again. It's a devastating, can you imagine, as a stand-up comedian, 2 things we have to have. We have to be able to stand up, or sit, whatever. And when you have to be able to talk. And within a week and a half, all those things were taken from Bone. But God in his providence, he's still with us. His mind is good. And when I get down in the dumps and discouraged, he'll call me to have prayer with me, pray for my peace and to pray for my stamina. And he said, Mama, God knew who I was before I came into this hospital, and he will know who I am when I leave, and he knows who I am where I'm laying right now. He is, it's funny how I think there's this spiritual, beautiful bubble that encompasses someone who is going through such crisis, that when you are a believer, it's like this covering that comes from the Holy Spirit. And Bone is in that covering right now. And so bunch of us comics, we want to cover him too. We've got his back. Yeah.
Well, all the links are posted.
We're going to film the night. We're so excited about that, because we've discovered, rather than streaming it at the moment, we're going to really, edit it well and put it together quickly. When people are walking in and introducing and walking out, that takes up so much time. So if we tighten up the show a little bit, and we're going to put it out there for everybody to see for an additional ticket, because I do know it's a great cause, but it's also some great performers that are going to be there, and I'm excited. We all travel alone, so this is, it's rare that we all get together and see each other work. So it's going to be like a Kings of Comedy meets a Gaither video.
I almost want to have the camera in the green room and wonder coming out on stage, because they're all talking stories backstage.
Or not. We want to keep our careers. It is just so funny. And, there's a competitiveness among stand-up, going, oh, I wish I'd thought of that line first, But there's also how, you want to do 15 minutes, you want to do 20 minutes, you want to do some really good time. And nobody has complained about that. Everybody said, even if we just we're all going to sit up on stage. We're all going to laugh at each other's jokes, hopefully, and I think it truly shows that the body of Christ, even the funny ones, can truly be the hands and feet of Jesus. And so that's our night, January 21st.